It's been over a year since I started using Notion, and this app has truly changed my life for the better. From being able to organize my schoolwork to my YouTube project and even to other random ideas, Notion can do it all. I'm gonna take you through my Notion database and give you a look at how I organize my life with this app. On Notion, you can organize anything from your regular daily life activities to exam prep, and there's also a really helpful feature that has helped me immensely with schoolwork, and if you want to know what it is, make sure to stick around till the end of the video. However, Notion can be quite difficult to understand at first, and it took me a while to get the hang of it too. But imagine Notion as a virtual workspace or a digital Lego board where you can build customized structures. And at the core, you have the three main building blocks. First, you have the pages, which are like individual Lego bricks, and they serve as the foundation for your content and represent different sections and topics. Each page can also have various blocks stacked on top of each other. These blocks can contain different types of content, such as text, images, to-do lists, tables, and so much more. You can also create custom databases and think of these as Lego sets dedicated to specific purposes. For example, a contacts database where you can store your contact information with properties like names, emails, and phone numbers, but that's just one of the many examples. Each of these elements can of course be arranged and customized to build your own personalized workspace. I can't go too deep into explaining every single block that Notion has to offer because otherwise I'd be here all day, but for you to understand the basic concept of how it works, I'll explain the most important aspects. First, you have all of these pages on the left side of the screen, and there you can add however many you want. Then, everything is connected by one slash. On your page, all you have to do is type slash, and you will get a list of all the blocks that are available to you. You can scroll through the list and check out all the blocks after, of course, finishing this video. For those that know a little bit about Notion, you'll most likely have heard about templates, and templates are pages that have blocks already built into them, and in some cases, databases as well. Some templates are made by Notion, and others by people that make high-quality templates and get thousands of downloads. Most templates are free to download, but there are a few that you have to pay for, but you will usually find a template that works for you and that's free as well. You can customize these templates once you have downloaded them to fit your own needs and design. In each page, you can also customize the icon that you want to have as well as the banner. For the icon, you can use emojis or icons that Notion has to offer, and for the icons, you can also change the color that you want them to be. But you can also import your own custom image or just paste a link to an image. For the banner, it's pretty much the same, where you can go to the gallery or to the Unsplash section to search for your own pictures, and these are pictures that Notion lets you use for free. But you can also upload your image and add a link to an image again. This just adds a bit of color to the page, and in my opinion makes it more comfortable to work on, and in a way also slightly motivates me because I just think that having some color on the page is more comfortable than having no color or just leaving it white or black. Alright, now with all the basics out of the way, I'm gonna show you how I organize my YouTube projects and videos. My YouTube page is probably not the best looking. I actually used a template for this page and customized it to my liking, and the template was from Nicholas Crystal, and I'll leave a link down below if you're interested in using this template yourself. On the homepage, I have my creative section, and there I have my video projects, my shorts, my community posts, any music that I might want to use, and ideas, and the websites that I use for stock footage, as well as some products that I might want to get. The template did come with the time schedule down below, but I don't really use it because I don't really need to have a schedule to look at to know what I'm gonna do with my day. But it is good to have a schedule like this in case it does getting stressful at some point, but it's better to have a schedule where you can just organize your entire day. But let's jump into the first page, which is the video project, and I'm gonna blur all of these videos right here because some of them are upcoming videos, but I can pretty much explain the rest. This right now is the overview tab, but I'll explain all these top tabs in just a second. This right here is where you can add video numbers to your projects, and I really like this because it helps me structure my videos and not have them all over the place. Then there's the video titles, which I mean are pretty self-explanatory. After that is the niche column, and here you can add a whole bunch of different options, but here are the niches that I use. The one beside is the status column, and this pretty much just shows you what stage you're on for each video. So for example, you have research and planning, scripting, filming, editing, and of course at the end published. But it's really helpful if, for example, I'm working on multiple videos at once, then it's easier for me to keep track on what stage I am for each video. Then you have the sponsor section, and here you can put any information that you might get from sponsors, but in my case I don't have any sponsors yet, but hopefully someday. Finally, you have the publish date, which is again pretty self-explanatory, and then beside that you have the URL, which is just the link to the video that you posted on YouTube. Now, about those different views. As you can see, there are different headings at the top, and if you click on them, they will give you different viewing options. For example, projected status shows you all the videos in each status category. This view is especially good if you're working on multiple videos, as I mentioned earlier, which makes it easier to know what stage you're on for each video. These first two are the ones that I use the most, but you still have three more, which are just good to have. The published videos just shows you all the videos that you have published in a list, and the sponsored also would show you the same thing, except for me, I still don't have anything. Finally, you have the calendar view, and that pretty much just shows you when you posted the videos, except it's in a calendar view. That's pretty much it for my video projects, but you can of course customize this page however you want, and you can also add more columns and move them around to wherever you want to have them. For my shorts and community post pages, they're pretty much identical to the video projects page, except for some minor differences that make them unique. Then I also have a page where I keep all my music, and I created a regular table with different sections for the different types of songs. For example, exciting, happy, and sad. And this just helps me to know what song I can use for a specific scene. For example, in the Croatia video, I used a song from the happy column in the scene where I showed the mountains and the beaches that Croatia has to offer. This way, I don't have to search for hours trying to find a good song that could be a good fit for a specific scene. Now moving on to the ideas page, and this page I don't use too much except for when ideas come to my head and I might be busy doing something else and I just need a place where I can write my ideas down quick. Whenever I have time afterwards, I look at the idea, and if it's worth making a video about it, I'll put it into my video projects page and then just cross it out here on the ideas page. And it literally just is a checklist, so I can just cross out the idea once I'm done with it and know that I don't have to worry about this idea anymore. And the final 2 pages are just databases where I keep track of the websites that I use for stock footage and the products I might like to buy sometime in the future. So these 2 databases are just really simple. That's it for my YouTube page and how I organize all my projects. But moving on to my school page, and this is the page that I use the most after YouTube to keep any homework or exam preps organized. I take notes for school in OneNote, which I'm filming another video about, where I show you how I take notes at one of Germany's most difficult schools. So make sure to subscribe, and I would also really appreciate it if you could comment that you subscribed, and I will try my best to reply to everyone that commented. Anyway, since I take notes on OneNote, I don't have too much stuff on here, but on the homepage I have a page for grade 10 as well as for grade 11, and below that I have a schedule for this past year. In each grade page I have individual pages for all of my classes, and you can also color these pages just to give your page a bit more life. Then within each class page I also have more pages for notes and other schoolwork. I'm going to use my geography page from grade 10 as an example to show you what the inside of these pages look like. So at the very top I have this thing called callout, and in there I put in pages that are important for a certain week or for a certain day and that I need to review or study. In my case I wrote review your definitions before next class, and this way I am reminded that I need to study these definitions that I put in this callout. You can of course use a callout however you want, but that's one of the ways I like to use it. Since I mentioned definitions, I might as well show you how I use Notion's tools to study terms, or if you're learning a language you can also use this tool to learn vocabulary. Notion has this block called toggle list, and if you click on it you get a little arrow with a little space on the right. In that space you can for example write subscribe, and then you can click on the arrow, and then below that space you can write the definition of subscribe. Once you've written the definition you can click on the little arrow again, and this way it will hide the definition so you can only see the word subscribe. So this toggle list is pretty much just like flashcards within Notion. Personally, I find this tool extremely useful, and I use it a lot when I have multiple topics and subtopics, and the toggle list helps me organize everything neatly. Now let's go back to the geography homepage, and below the callout I have pages with the main units, and within these pages I have even more pages where I keep the specific topics structured, and in those pages is where I took my notes last year. I also like to use headers and subheaders to organize my notes even more, and I feel it also makes your notes look more dynamic. You can also add pictures to your notes if it helps you visualize your notes. For example, here I added pictures to help me visualize the physical geography of the United States. There is one more page that I want to use next year for school, and that is this grade calculator template, and I still need to put in the right formulas to make it work for my specific grading system, so I still need to work on that because I know it would be really useful if I could know how my grades are looking in each class. And that's pretty much how I use Notion to organize my school life, and it's nothing advanced and it's extremely basic, and it's also easy and I really enjoy using it. Now I don't only use Notion to keep my YouTube and schoolwork organized, but I also use it to maintain a neat and organized database of my financials. Staying on top of your expenses can be really annoying and exhausting, but this database is so easy to use, and it is also visually not confusing, so you won't get confused when you're punching in the numbers. First, I have the annual balance where I can see my expenses and income for the entire year. Below that, I have a section for only income, and it's categorized by month, so it's easy to see how much I made in each month. And then there's a section for expenses, which is identical to the income, except it's just expenses. Finally, I have a monthly income and outgoing tracker, and I can filter these by month so I can see how much I made or spent in each specific month. And it's also the place where I can add regular income or expense items. And that means that I can add items that I buy on a regular basis without needing to create an entire new item every single time I buy that specific product. This template uses a lot of formulas, and I did watch a YouTube video to get this database set up, but I'll add the links to the videos in the description. Another way of staying on top of your things is by having a calendar in one of your pages, and you can even link one calendar to your Google account so you can have a synced calendar in your account. I sync my Google Calendar to my Notion account, but in Notion you can't add or change any events in the calendar, so I just use it to look at upcoming events. But I did add a personal calendar for all of my school events, exams, and tests. All you have to do is type / and then type in calendar view, and then just click on new database. After that, you can name the calendar whatever you want and add any events that you might have. You can also add icons and covers to your events so your calendar has a bit more color. I recently added a to-do list template so I can track all the little things I need to do during the day. I don't use this to-do list for big events because I just don't think that's what a to-do list was made for, and instead I use a calendar for big events. But by little things I mean like go to the grocery store or do your laundry. Now the secret feature that I've been hiding from you for this entire video is that Notion has its own AI. As with everything else, you can just type in /AI and you will get a list of all the things that Notion's AI can do. The sad thing is you can only use it 40 times without having to pay, but if you would like to have unlimited access to Notion's AI, you would have to pay a small amount per month. I realized while scripting this video that the free usage of the AI has gone up from 20 to 40, so I don't know if Notion is going to keep increasing the amount of free usage, but hopefully they do. When I used the AI, I found it to be very good. I mean, it's still AI, so I would suggest that you don't completely copy whatever it gave you, but it has a lot of features that I would like to try out, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what I can use those those features for. These are the most important things in my opinion and the things that I use the most. Over here, I have a bunch more pages, but they're very similar to the ones that I just showed you, just for different things. I'm honestly really glad that I found this app because I just feel so much more organized and I'm learning and adding new things every day. So I'm looking forward to what new things I will be able to create with it. Thank you so much for watching all the way till the end of the video, and I would really appreciate it if you could subscribe and leave a like because this video took a really long time to film and I would just really appreciate it. I'll see you in the next one.